Yeah! Well, to know that the gavel's calling, let's get this session started. Hey folks, grab a seat. It's time to get the scoop. Bakers in session serving justice with a whoop. From sunny Cali courts to the heartland's dusty halls, we'll spin the yarns of trials big and small. Oh, Baker in session, tales old and brand new. Some make you laugh, some will leave you in a stew. Gavels dropping beats, witnesses take the stand. Join the fun, y'all, across this great land. Hey. Classic papers like OJ or that moonshine bust. Fresh headlines steaming hot, in Baker we trust. Murder in the Midwest, scams down south so sly. We'll break it down with grins, no need to cry. East Coast embezzlers, West Coast wild rides. Supreme Court showdowns where the big shots collide. From petty thefts to plots that twist and turn, Baker's got the stories that'll make you learn and burn. Oh, Baker in session, tales old and brand new. Some make you laugh, some will leave you in a stew. Gavels dropping beats, witnesses take the stand. Join the fun, y'all, across this great land. Famous folks in hot seats, underdogs who win. We'll cheer the verdicts, dive right in. Coast to coast adventures in the name of the law. Baker's here to share it without a single flaw. Hit subscribe, don't miss the legal ride. Baker in session where the laughs collide. Hey, how we roll.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, what if any you might be, and welcome to another grift on a grifter. And for once, congratulations, Inspire, with 12 years. And don't be too drunk. Minnesota. For once, even I had some moral. In Denmark, we can have moral hangovers, and I kind of felt that was what I was having, because I woke up at 2:30 last night, and Aiden was going. I was, of course, studying on my Lindsay Catani craziness on the Twitch, and I was seeing these videos of, to me, and again, I don't do drugs. I never did drugs. I like alcohol. I used a lot of alcohol back when I was younger. I don't do it as much anymore, but I still like it now and again to get a little plastered. But the video that I saw a snippet of, to me, showed a clearly impaired person. And I thought, no, that's not fair. You're not going to do it. You're just going to do the baby bridge case, follow up on that. And I kept watching Aiden's coverage yesterday and reading the transcripts. There is a channel out there that has bought the access to the Substack and written a kind of transcript of the videos. It doesn't look to me like it's $40 of content, but hey, I make $40 sometimes, and I don't make $40 of content for anyone. But if you follow, or if you go to the Twitch and look up a channel called Sheen, it's called Stina, as I said, the Greek puppy queen. She has paid for it, and she's written summaries of the videos. To me, reading them, it seems a lot like drunken ramblings. I haven't listened to them. I reached out to Stina and asked if it would be okay that I shared some of it. They paid money for it. I'm not going to share it, and they haven't returned to me. So I'm just going to say, please go follow that if you want to get the gist of what's in these videos. To me, it seems a lot like Jen's bad, KP's bad, Big Red's bad, Colin's good. Me and Colin might have hooked up, or people thought we did, and Colin cried. And it seems like a lot of that, and her saying she's not a speaker. So if you want to get the full lowdown, please go follow Steena on the Twitch thread, or Greek Puppy Queen, because this person has paid for the Substack and is disseminating the content. So far, videos hasn't been let out there, and at some point the videos will be downloaded by someone, and fair use is fair use, and it might be brought up. But that's not why I had my moral. Yes, the person, Noodles, you're correct, Josh got blocked, but you can still see the content. And they still bought access to the Substack, so they still have access to it. Orange and a grifter hat, is this a political statement? Yes. What political statement it is, I don't know. The hat is made by my wonderful mod, Jemima, and the t-shirt is from my wonderful mod. Oh, that's stretching it a little bit. It's from Marissa. But the moral hangover I got was I watched a little bit of that video that Aiden showed with Frank. If you don't know Frank, Frank is the guy who is the sperm donor for 3 of Lindsay's kids. He's also the guy she sent to prison multiple times with restraining orders. He's the guy filming her when she's losing her mind in his front seat, screaming at him. And apparently, she's the guy she hung out with yesterday. Because that's what you do when you get a restraining order. You keep calling people over to your house, offering them a little bit of la lalas de tuna, the fish taco, whatever you want to call it, if you want to be fancy. And I don't know if it's a good idea for that guy, but it seems like we're gonna watch the videos, and it seems like he's not capable of making a lot of great decisions. Did I watch Canton Chronicles last night? I don't know if that was the I was awake. I put a show was on. I don't know what it was. Someone talked about Chris Albert, and then they wanted to get into. Well, I just got a confirmation, and then I was I'm out of here. It'll be fine. And yes, to all of you who are coming in and saying, have you known? I saw someone had posted in the beginning about wiretaps and all of that. I have no knowledge about any of that. I don't spend my life living in spaces. I have no people reaching out to me with anything. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's a lie. I only know there's a shit ton of rumors, and I'm not going to get into any of them. So you don't have to bring it up again, because I don't have it. I don't listen to it. I don't care about it. It's right now, it's all hearsay. And as a law covering channel, hearsay has absolutely no evidentiary value. Well, the audio leak yesterday confirmed by whom that the participants are, and the metadata shows. We just went through all of this with Karen Reed, but now people want to be the main actor in all of the drama. Even Sean of the Gulf, the absolute fat retard, has jumped on it. So you know it's good when Shaun of the Golf is behind some of it. I would recommend everyone who wants to know about all of that. There will probably be a spaces later where you can all sit and figure out who is behind Hippie Girl 5665231, who's a honeypot, who is a thirst trap. I'm not going to solve it. I'm, as always, keeping to what I've seen and heard in writing. And some of it, let's get into it. Oh, it's almost like I'm a professional if I remember to share my screen. This is Lindsay 19 hours ago. Yes, 2:56 my time. So about 9 o'clock your time, about the time where Aiden goes live. If I get the correct. But she's saying, hey guys, I can't post a video tonight, unfortunately, because I have a deadline to make by tomorrow. Sorry, things came up, but I have a consolation, a consolation video by a surprise guest to hold you over until I can get to things tomorrow. And that's nice, isn't it? And who is the special guest? Of course, it's Frank. This isn't the Jen and Tolly stuff yet, but here's a little preview of the full second video that's currently up on Substack until I can finish up my work tonight and meet my deadline and decide how I want to do things forward. Good night. So this is at just after 9 o'clock your time. Yes, I do the mathematics in my head, so you don't have to. She's signing off. It's done. Lindsay Girl is going to bed because she's getting up tomorrow or today and have a deadline. She's prosing in her own case. She has a lot to look at. Of course it is. But what is Frank saying this?
Kids out from fucking that you fucking let go.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, YouTube. There will be a lot of unchristian language in these videos. But this is Frank, the consolation video, because you don't get the video she promised you.
Kate, why don't you be a real fucking private investigator and find out where your kids are from fucking that you fucking let go when you were younger? How could you ever call yourself a mother? You're a motherfucker. That's all you are. A mother. You fucking let your kids go. Be a real PI. Find out.
So you can watch more on Lindsay Gitani's Substack.com. This is the first video where they attack good old Krusty Panties for being a horrible mother. No lies detected. She is a horrible, horrible mother. I don't think it'll be that long. When this grift is over, money runs dry, the drugs is going away, he'll be right back in prison. Frank has delirium tremendous. Let's watch some of the other videos and we'll speculate later. Frank, as I just said, was the sperm donor for 3 of Lindsay's kids. Your cousin from Boston. Yeah, there's a lot of words I don't understand. I asked on the YouTube community wall, what is a Skinner? I've heard it before and I couldn't remember what it is, but that word is also going to be used a lot today. And he probably shouldn't be on a video around anything with her because she has a restraining order against him where there's a no contact clause. But as I see it, and we're going to see the videos, I believe all of these videos are new-ish. Maybe even from yesterday after she said, good night, I'm going to go to bed because I have a deadline. I have things to notice or things to do tomorrow. Also noticed the the speech patterns in the videos as we go on. Let's we're going to speculate a little bit about that later. So is Frank still with Lindsay, and are they dissing Krusty? Is that the gist? Yes. Even though she has a restraining order and she sent him, Kirk's probably know more about it than me or Steven or some of the local people, but I believe at least twice he's been in prison because he violated the restraining order. And now he's making videos with her because nothing screams high intelligence as doing that. But Lindsay came back at an hour and 40 minutes after she went to bed. She came back again. This is 10:43. Does not one person think it's odd that Turtle Boy is now pro Kate Peter? Turtle Boy is not in any way pro Kate Peter. At the same time, it's revealed that he wiretapped Karen Read. That has not been revealed. That's an internet rumor that no one has proven so far, other than they claim they have hardcore proof from people they trust. After he stopped going to Kate's hearings and even speaking about them, or her for that matter, probably because there are legal matters going on that he can't speak about. After he polled his audience months prior asking if they would be mad at him if he took a deal, he has never taken a deal. All of this is Lindsay Gattani distorting facts. Let's say that. When he and her were discussing the documentary with Netflix over and over, and Netflix realized that they actually were going to need more key characters for it to lift off. I don't know what that sentence means. To me, it sounds, again, speculation. At the same time, I started calling out Kate Peters for her lies. Turtle Boy hasn't defended Kate Peter. Can anyone point to where it is? This latest yesterday, he said she was an idiot. When you have anyone ever, when you has, I might need to drink to speak like her. When you has anyone ever seen Kate Peter rage tweet 20-page post on X all day against someone calling her out? All the time. I'm not allowed to take her name into my mouth. People say things about her all the time. Yes, I do. What do Kate Peter and Carney love more than their hatred for each other? Attention and monies. We all like attention. We all like money. That's why we're creators. The world will soon see what's really happened here. Well, I hope you have just as many facts as the rest of the people claiming that they have all the facts and not really producing much of it. But that was at 10:43. So an hour and 40 minutes after she went to bed.
Boy.
But that wouldn't be the last of her night, because I think Baby was having a good night. She wasn't really, maybe her deadline was that she needed some stimuli, and to get that with good old Frankie boy. On another note, TT is now pro Karen Read. Oh, well, as I said today, she's probably giving Lindsay legal advice because she's the smartest on that crowd. And she lost a copyright strike against me. A guy who yesterday was told I look like I have Down syndrome. I honestly believe KP and LG is working together again. This is getting them views for the Grift. Is Kate? I don't know. I've never watched Kate's. I don't know if she has a YouTube channel. I don't know. Empire. Why didn't Broken Baker get banned from the kitchen? Because every time he tried to rise, he crumpled under pressure. Under pressure. Under pressure. I don't. I like now Zach isn't here. We have another dad joker. But thank you, Inspire. And hey, Emu Warrior. Aussies can't be a touchy subject because Aussies doesn't exist. Aussies, Australia, is a myth made by Captain Cook when he had to explain to his wife why it took him so long to come back from a trip. If you want to go visit Australia, you go to Ohio, turn left, and there's a big dome. In that dome is Ohio. That's where they do all the movie shoots and all of that with all the dangerous animals. No one would believe that one country has 8 out of 10 of the most dangerous snakes. It's all made up, it's PR. Australia isn't real, but in a dome in Iowa is the film set that they use to film all the Australian people. Again, making an instrument and calling it a didgeridoo, that's just it's like you watch Mad Men when they make an ad campaign and say, how stupid do people think they could be? Let's call a thing you just into, call that a didgeridoo. Oh yeah, that's great, no one's going to fall for that. And hippies buy them every time they land in the dome in Ohio. Oh man, I'm going to go home and learn how to play the didgeridoo, it's such a great instrument and all. So yeah. Ohio and Iowa, same place. Yes, exactly the same place. Well, they keep changing it to confuse everyone. The one in Ohio is the original. The smaller one in Iowa is what they call New Zealand. Totally not real as well, but it's just to fool people. But let's get back to what we're here for, because Frankie Boy has more to say. This is almost 2 hours after she went to bed.
House of pancakes, prison. Prison, you would have been fucking, somebody would have had their turtle and your boy.
This was when my moral hangover disappeared. I don't know if you all noticed what Frank is saying because you are typing away on chat, but he's clearly impaired and she's laughing like a hyena from The Lion King next to him. He has a lot of spittle in his mouth. He probably needs some water. But listen to what he's saying, and that's where I lost, even though I never really had it, I lost that last little bit of, oh, maybe she is trying to change something. Maybe she really figured out she was a shitty human being and needed to change stuff. Listen again.
Would have had their turtle and your boy.
They would have had their turtle in your boy. So Frankie is now talking about Aiden being raped in prison because it's such a joke that men get raped in prison. And you will hear the hyena laughing along in the background. This rape victim, allegedly, who has so much trauma from her own rape that she has sued everyone. Thank you, Flip Snips, for becoming a member. This lady who has so much trauma from the night she was raped, the police not believing her, will react in an absolutely normal, totally normal way to talking about raping someone in prison.
Fucking somebody would have had their turtle and your boy. Yeah, you would have never came out of the shell, believe me.
I can't breathe.
Would have been gang. House of pancakes.
Because that's how trauma sound. When someone bring up rape, that you so viciously was raped and you can't live and you are the biggest victim on the planet, of course you keep laughing for 15 seconds and saying, I can't breathe. And this video was also a little bit why I had my misgivings about covering this, because I don't know what's wrong with Frank. Does he have a permanent brain damage or something? Why is he ticking like that? And why is he so slow? It's kind of like someone is feeding him sound bites and then she's recording it. And then when she starts laughing, you can just see he's sitting over there restarting. And there's no comeback, there's no nothing. It's like he doesn't understand anything of what's happening around him. He has a lot of mucus in his mouth as well. Why did Australia ban kangaroos from using Wi-Fi? Because every time they hopped online, they bounced the signal across the outback and crashed the emu net. Well, the good thing we don't need Zach here today. Thank you so very, very much, M-Spire. But I don't know if it's because you're celebrating, but you are very dad jokey. Very dad jokey. Not that I don't appreciate it, but very dad jokey. I don't know if he's having Tourette's. There's something wrong with him, nerve damage. I don't know. He and Frank is sorry, Grant. I know it's a shock for you that she's back with the guy she told you. No, I have a restraining order. He's never coming back. But she had a deadline that she had to meet. Remember that we started at around 9 o'clock. We had a deadline, so she couldn't upload to her Substack, even though people paid. I don't know if she changed the price, but somewhere between $20 and $100 to get her content. But she sadly couldn't do it. And then she starts making these small attack videos with Frank, who clearly isn't all there. So does this mean Frankie was raped in prison then? The twitching says a lot about what they are doing to stay awake. Again, I have no knowledge of long time. I had friends who dabbled. I've never, ever done any class A drugs other than prescriptions. And I never misused prescription drugs either. Let's get it all the way out, because that could be misconstrued as, oh, he's been on Oxy, because that's kind of actually prescription. Only taking pills that I have been prescribed. So I don't know. I talked to someone who knows a little bit about it, says that this could stem from long-time drug abuse. It'll hurt your brain. I don't know, but he seems like there's something absolute. His you can tell at some point he becomes aware that he's doing the head movement, and then he resets his shoulders, and that's also kind of where his brain snaps back, and he tries to say something again about he would never come out of his shell. That's again, it wasn't nice to see it, but in all fairness, the way he participates in it and them making fun of Grape, whilst he claims to be a big old victim of Grape, even stood on the Senate steps in Massachusetts talking about being a victim. I lost my moral misgivings about not showing a person who is clearly not all there mentally, because me, Mike, and Jess all yesterday offered Lindsay, if she meant it, that she wanted the truth out there. I offered her to make a YouTube channel, teach her all I know about graphic music and whatever, so she could make a YouTube channel. I saw someone put in she has 12 followers right now on Substack. That's $480 if they paid the $40 minimum. That was when I looked at it. I don't know if it's up or down, but still, it's a couple of $100 she made. With the drama that's going on right now, she could probably have a couple of thousand subscribers on the first day, have her 4,000 hours of view time in maybe 2 days and be monetized before Friday. And then she could drop all the bombs, keep it members only, have a membership on $5 or something like that. And she could have made money. She could also have super chats running and all of that stuff, which I believe would in the long run have made her more money, or she could have put up a Venmo like a lot of other creators do. And with the Venmo, she could have made those $500 that she potentially made on Substack right now. Plus, she could also lure people and play the victim and make them love her and say, well, maybe we misjudged her. So I offered her that. Mike said, I want to give you my spaces. Mike, he has access to have a space on Twitch. I don't know how that works. You can have it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to shut up and you can run it and you can give your truth if you want the truth out there. And just said, I'll have her on for an interview. She just have to reach out. So she had every opportunity to do what she could to get the truth out there and show the world she was a changed woman. Instead, she, and I have no proof of that because I don't know anything about drugs. I just know she sounds very different than she did in her last video. And Frank has a very odd body language. So potentially there could have been some drug use going on. We know she has a history of drug use. Maybe that's why, maybe she's really tired and that's why she sounds so weird. But what we saw had nothing to do with getting the truth out there. It had all to do with, I'm a vindictive bitch. So everyone who was on Twitter and say, maybe give her a chance. Look at this. This is the funny thing about substances. A lot of people saying, well, you get the roid rage. No, you don't. Roid rage isn't a thing. If I went on roids, I would probably be the nicest person ever because I'm not a very aggressive person. If you are an asshole and you do roids, you'll be a bigger asshole. If you're an asshole and do coke, you'll be a bigger asshole. If you're an asshole and drink, you'll be a bigger asshole because you on substances are just you without the filter you put on to hide who you really are. So I'm saying to all of you who saw her video where her kids needed some toilet paper, all of you who follow her on the Twitter thread and think maybe she's going to do the right thing. This is what I believe. I have any proof of it, but in what I gather from her speech pattern and his behavior, them intoxicated in some fashion. That means this is the true Lindsay. It's not the Lindsay talking about I made mistakes. It's not the Lindsay talking about I want to mend fences. It's not the Lindsay talking about I want to help Karen Reed. This is Lindsay. This is the real Lindsay. Just so you, when you go out and say, well, heaven loves a good sinner, heaven does. But that sinner has to do a little bit of work, and one of them is accepting that they are a sinner and change their ways. I think all of this shit we've seen the last week is a grift, and I respect the grift. But it's a dirty grift because she's trying to do what she's done with countless of men in her life. She's trying to bamboozle you into believing she's a different person, and I don't believe she is. I told my plants I love them. Now they won't leave me alone. Thank you, M. Spire. Drugs are bad. Drugs are not your friend. No, but drugs is also really good for the rest of us to figure out who you really are. And I believe everyone who thought, well, maybe she's turned her life around. Mother Teresa is dead. We need a new one. I don't think you should look wherever she's living. I think a lot of battles from the Revolution War were fought around there, and maybe Salem witch trials, hunting going on. Could be. That video gives me the Sarah Boone vibes. This, to me, every video feels like she's setting him up. She's saying, "Hey, how about this? How about this? Remember," and then he just goes on a rant, and she films him. The next one is a minute and 30 seconds long, and it's just going to be another. Pay me for my vindictiveness. Yeah, again, I'm not gonna go and read the text that Stina, whatever how you pronounce it, has transcribed from her Substack, but all of it just seems like she's a bitchy bitch who wanna whine and get paid for it, and she's shitting on creators because. And thank you, Lindsay. I know you watch my content because you all taking money off of my back. I was the one who said, "Hey, I'll do it, but I'll get the money grifting on the back of it." So I know you watch me. Welcome, Lindsay. It's the second time you use the same phrasing I used, but hey, me making money off your back is better than all the guys who made money shots on your back.
And you were in medical, dude, with the fucking Skinners. You were in PC. And if you came out of PC, you would have got your head kicked in because nobody fucking liked you. So that's why you were in PC. You weren't in prison. You were in like fucking, it would be like being locked up in the mental unit at a hospital. That's where you were. And you wear a purple bandana and you're proud of that and fucking like you were in prison? Are you fucking kidding me? On Dedham House of Pancakes, by the way? You would never survive fucking anywhere else. Believe me. That's why you hide behind your fucking cell phone all the time. Put that thing down for 5 minutes and meet me somewhere. If I want to pick on women and kids, you know, you're nothing but a little fucking like a Skinner. You know, that's where you belonged, with the Skinners, the rats, and the maggots in fucking jail with your purple bandana. Why don't you wear a blue bandana? Purple? A little feminine, don't you think?
It's a reference to The Office.
Mm-hmm.
It's a, you know, The Office,
Oh,
the show.
no.
Never mind.
Oh, no. Okay, of course not. And you were.
So Turtle Boy is feminine for wearing a purple bandana. Nice to know Frankie doesn't hold any prejudice against anyone and doesn't use maybe someone's sexuality as a slur. Kind of like that guy yesterday who said I had Down syndrome. Why are all these people always so hateful? Wonder why. And he couldn't make it in Gen Pop because he was in there with the Skinners. That's what he is. I was told a Skinner is a PDF file. And again, you can't cut the hair off a bald guy, but calling Aiden a Skinner, probably not smart when the lady holding the camera is already being sued for defamation against Aiden. And now you're calling him a Skinner. And again, she lets him ramble on, knowing what he's attacking Aiden over. The purple bandana is a skit. This idiot doesn't understand it because he hasn't seen a TV show in 10 years. But she does know, and she sits there and cackles. Like it's the funniest joke you ever heard in her life. And I'm thinking, does Frank even know what this is about? Does Frank know he's being taped? I don't know. Believe it or not, Frankie was buddies with Aiden when they were in jail together, and when they got out, Then FV made fake victim made Frank do a hostage video last year backtracking, but Aiden has the text. Yeah. But did you know what also was said in that video? A threat. Aiden, put down your phone and go meet me somewhere. Again, I'm not saying I'm a brain rocketist, but I'm saying then when your girlfriend is being sued for defamation against Aiden, threatening him is probably not the smartest thing. And let me just say another thing, Lindsay Grifter Gattani. Maybe the G is for grifter. If you are holding the camera when your boyfriend is threatening Aiden to put down the phone and meet him somewhere because he's always going after women and children, and you then publish it online, how dumb are you? Because do you know Aiden can pull this down, send it to the popo and say, I was just threatened by Frank, distributed by a woman I am suing. How dumb are you? I know you're fucking blown off your tits on some drugs, but you can't be this stupid. You are sued for $2 million and you publish a threat against Aiden Carney. Do you know how low IQ you have to be to do stuff like that? And you cackle along constantly. You didn't even put a disclaimer in that, oh, we are just playing and it was just something I made up. You put a threat on your twit that Frank wants to hurt Aiden. Anyone who wants to give this lady the benefit of the doubt, please go watch what happened when she is high off her tits with Frankie, because this is the woman you don't see when she's crying. If she goes on Jess Machado on Saturday, she will be crying her little ass off. Oh, I'm such a victim and I did so much bad stuff. But she will never address that she just published threats against Aiden. I don't know if Aiden's want to do anything with it or he even caught it. But she published threats against a guy suing her. Isn't there something that Massachusetts has some really, really stupid laws to protect witnesses? Are you this retarded? Are you so effing stupid? Hey, Marianne, thank you. Coffee and Baker and yelling. Today there will be yelling. I'm sorry, but this is just too stupid. We've been through a weekend where everyone had their panties full of, oh, I want the drama. And these videos are showing us why you have to stop hanging out in spaces and making up shit. There's enough evil out there we need to fight. Aiden probably don't want to do anything about it. But he should send this to Judge Droopy, whatever his name is, and say, I was just threatened on camera and it was published on her public twit. I don't know if Aiden is blocked from her twit, but that doesn't mean anything. She aired a public threat against Aiden. They are really that stupid. Fake victim doesn't give a damn. She wants Aiden back, hence the bikini pics. Well, those bikini pics weren't that impressive. I hope someone is saving these videos before she deletes them. I'm just saying, if anyone needs them, I might have a screen grab or two somewhere. Yes, slightly toast your scone. Just make it hot, not make it, don't burn it. Frank is the one that gave Aiden the video of Lindsay in the car when she wouldn't get out. Yeah, but what we are seeing in this video, I know I have a lot of people who are recovering addicts. What are we seeing? I was a drinker, so I would get drunk. When I got drunk, I got really arrogant, and I would just be standing in a corner and looking. And then at around 5 a.m., I would go out and say, "Want to dance?" That was a coat hanger. And then I'd go home, sleep, have a massive hangover, start drinking again at noon. That was kind of what I did. What are we seeing in these videos? I don't believe they had a club soda with a little twist of lime to make it exotic. Remember, this is hours after she had her deadline, so she couldn't release content that people paid money for. I rant for free, so I can do what the hell I want. If I don't want to cover a trial, I'll just walk. No, not my problem. You didn't pay me to cover it. I'll give you some other content. But this lady, she had a deadline, and she ended up in that room, in that state. Thank you, Laura H., for becoming a member. Emperor. You now have the access to me, maybe not covering whatever I start covering. Sometimes I get bored. And we will go back to the Bridge baby case. Normally it starts later anyway. I saw Lorne and Krim was rewriting Saturday. I watched it Saturday, and it was just more evidence. I pictured Frankie younger. Frankie is, as someone put in earlier, is someone who was a high school friend with her dad or something like that. Her videos aren't showing anything new. The truth is already out there. It's almost Griftmas. They need money because Frankie can't work and give her his 65%. Kirks, I disagree. We just saw a week, well, almost a week of resurrection of the LG. Not the JC, but the LG. She was out there, I'm going to attack Kate, and I'm going to help Karen, and me and Aiden is not going to be cool, but I'm still going to be a good girl. And then, boom, Mommy got the party going. And she showed she was always the same person. But if you go looking on Twit, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a lot of people were saying, well, maybe we got her wrong. Thank you, Lindsay, for showing who you are, what you are, and that you should trust her just about as much as the length she can throw me. And I don't think she could throw me that far. I just did my dance. She's having Grant draft emotions. If Grant is acting as an attorney without a license, that's really bad. That's probably why Grant doesn't want to go to his deposition tomorrow and claims that he has a disability, so he can't give a deposition. Yeah, well, I thought it was a skinny girl. Frank must really love being in jail. That's the only reason I can think of why he jumps right back in bed with her. Well, Gail, I know you have never met any of those guys, but there's some really pathetic guys out there, especially older guys who are with younger women, because it's the fountain of youth. They make them feel young, and they will go to the end of the earth because they gave them the second youth. And she's the mother of his children. I don't believe Frank is the worst person in the world. I think he does a lot of drugs and makes some bad decisions. But whenever he's near her, she's a chaos goblin. Anything she touches will turn to shit. She's the inverted Midas. She was also inverted against the fridge. But she's the total opposite of Midas. Everything he touched was made into gold. This lady, she just took what could have been a pretty fucking good grift, hating on the antis while at the same time being a little in opposition of Aiden, because there's a lot of people out there who don't like Aiden, who like Karen Reed, who don't like Krusty. She could have written those. She could have been what no one else has done so far, be anti both sides, but still pro Karen Reed. That would have been a great gift. a grift. But watch the videos. Yeah, that's yeah. No, the good thing about stupid people is they can only fool you for so long. You only got 11 hours. How was it that day when the police had to come and knock you up because you only slept for 8 hours and your mom was in Florida and she got worried? On this channel, Frankie is Lindsay's uncle. Grande is a good friend of the channel, and we are trying to protect his feelings.
Keith's a PI, you know.
Hmm?
I told you that.
Yeah, she's a PICI with the fuck, from Attleboro. That all rhymes for the Netflix documentary. Kate the CIPI. And don't tell me any different. Everybody's tallying on everybody.
Getting restraining orders against girls and getting restraining orders against girls.
We're going to do a quiz later because you have to inform me what's wrong with her. What is she on? Listen to how she says getting a restraining order on this girl.
Everybody's tallying on everybody.
Getting restraining orders against girls and getting restraining orders against girls.
Yeah, getting a restraining order against women. I would fucking be so embarrassed to get up there.
Getting a restraining order against a woman is really smart, Frankie boy. Something you probably should consider. Because whenever that sea snake that you live with comes and tries to hurt you, it would have been really good legally to have a Lindsay, you have to leave. You have to get out of the car. You can't stay here. But I'll be embarrassed to go in front of Justice. I'm scared of her. You don't have to be scared of someone to get a restraining order. Getting a restraining order against Krusty is probably a really fucking good idea because that woman will make something stupid happen. It's a legal protection. I know you don't get it. She's using it against you time and time again. And you're just, I'm too much of a man to protect myself because I would feel ashamed to say to a judge, I'm scared of a woman. That's not what restraining orders are about. It's to make sure that if she comes into your house, you can call the popo. You don't have to throw her out of the house because then she's going to call the popo on you and send your fat ass back to prison. I know you probably didn't score high on the SAT, but think a little about.
Say, Your Honor, I'm scared of this woman. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, my purple bandana. If you're in prison, why would you be? You're scared of a woman? Can you imagine what the fucking prisoners would do to you? You fucking clown.
Keith's a PI, you know.
And again, she's setting him up to go on these rants. Does he know she's filming him to put on the Twitch sweat? Hey, Jedi June. Good old shaky Jakey Frankie is sounding pretty messed up. Yeah, I'm going to do a poll later and figure out what drug he's on because again, I have no knowledge about how drugs works and how drugs make you seem. The next video, he's changed his clothes and he's now inside what looks to be a tent. So either she's doing a mop hit on him after the video, maybe they are twisted and she got that tent she asked for on the Amazon wish list, or I don't know why he changed his clothes, or it's an older, newer video. But I still feel sorry for this guy.
I want to respond to the false narrative that happened in court 2 weeks ago with this girl, Kate Peters, that I've only met twice. First time I met her, she was 5 deep into Mai Tais and was threatening to.
No, he doesn't have a restraining order because it's unmanly to ask for a restraining order on a woman.
Violate me if I didn't say shit about Turtle Boy to her friend Detective Tully, which I don't know what that was all about. So that's the only time I have met Kate Peters. So I'm in court 2 weeks ago. I hear, Frankie. I look over. I'm getting ready to leave the courtroom. Now, I don't know this bitch. And I go over. She says, "Oh, what are you doing here?" I'm still scratching my head. Who the fuck is this ugly bitch? But then I saw it next to the Spanish student. I was trying to say, where the fuck is this kid? I know him from somewhere. So I thought it was maybe a lawyer trying to get this, this kid a green card, or fucking he was in trouble with ICE and got picked up, and maybe a lawyer. But she was then offering me jobs. She was telling me her husband was a plumber. She can get me a job, and telling me, shit about Lindsay, how she told Lindsay, to drop the child support and stuff like that. And I'm still shaking my head saying, who the fuck is this person? And then it didn't dawn on to me till after I left the courthouse. I'm
Yes,
like,
she does.
That's that fucking bitch, Kate Peters. And I'm sure it's going to be an issue, and fucking there's going to be a problem with all this shit that she was trying to be nice.
You're so lost. This is just a continuation on the long-running Lindsay Gitani story. I believe this video must have been from this summer when he was at court, or Kate was at court, and they met. I believe that was maybe even last year. So it's an old video, this one. He doesn't look as haggard in this one as he does in the other ones we just saw. He doesn't look as fat. So I guess this is probably maybe like a year old or something. But again, this is him meeting up with Kate Peters. And for everyone asking, I made a introduction yesterday who people are. Kate Peters is Krusty Panties. She's a horrible, fat, Sasquatch-looking hunchback. Twisted Tragedies is the one who has the same makeup on as a German corn actress from the 70s who is always trying to beg coffee off of her viewers and claiming that everyone else is getting paid and then it's not fair. Lindsay Gitani is the fake victim, is the woman who used to date Aiden, then claimed Aiden raped her when he broke up with her, and she got him sent to prison for 60 days. She has been on a redemption arc for the last week, trying to say, I'm not that bad and I'm not friends with Kate Peters anymore. And I'm showing these videos because she put them online yesterday, and I'm saying, watch them and see if she's really redeemed in anyone's eyes, or she's just again being a psycho, showing you what she believes you want to see, so you'll pay her money and give her some attention. And she's, of course, this video is old. The first one we watched, I think, is from last night, where she is using a clearly intoxicated, inebriated, and potentially not all there person to shit on people and threaten Aiden.
I wish I had just left the courtroom that day. But other than that, she's talking shit about me. She don't even know me. She's only met me fucking twice. So I don't even know how she knows any of my shit. So, but that's the discussion that's going on now, which is all fake.
I believe this is when Lindsay and Kate got mad at each other between case 1 and trial 1 and 2 for Karen Reed. This video is older. You can clearly see it had some sun, and he is not as a bad state as the first videos we were watching.
And
his tremors are way less as well.
That I wasn't there for my kids when I'm reading her story, giving up her kids, and then the next day talking about coat hangers and pretending like she's pregnant. That's fucking disgusting. How do you support this filth? This fucking pretend mother that fucking thinks that she's all this, and I just don't get it. How can you support and give this lady money when she's done nothing for her children or her family? I've known her as first time as being a drunk, and that's the only fucking first impression I got about this girl. And if I knew it was her in court, I never even would have gave her the time of day.
if you go into the Substack as well, Lindsay is also talking about how Kate multiple times got monies from different people to pay for food, pay for this, pay for that, and she just pocketed all of that money, didn't pay for anyone. Even though Lindsay had no money, she was the one paying for everything when they were out. All of it is. We had a Danish psychopath in back in the day who was interviewed on the television, and during that interview, he was saying a poem about how his duality worked, and then he started to paint his own face and ended up like this. This is how I think Lindsay is behind the scenes. She's two people. She's the evil and the good side, and she's really trying to hide the evil side. But the problem is, when you are on drugs, when you are in a mind altered state, you comes out, not the you want out, but the you that you are. And I believe this is it's really important for people out there to understand. Lindsay Gitani is not a good person. Lindsay Gitani hasn't changed her ways. Lindsay Gitani hasn't retracted her rape allegations against Aiden Gitani. Lindsay put a video out yesterday, and I don't know if Aiden caught it, where Frank directly threatens him, which is her disseminating threats against Aiden. Probably not the best thing when Aiden is suing your ass. So, just a reminder, when she is gonna come back less happy today on the Twit Twat and try to sell you her $40 Substack, you can hit the link in the top of the YouTube channel. That's a person who did buy the Substack and is summarizing it in text form. So far, all I have seen is Kate Peters a bitch, Jen McCabe's a bitch, Colon is okay, kinda. Kate wanted him to hook up with her daughter, and she was afraid I was going to hook up with him. He cried. Grifter is out there making money, so she should be allowed to make money as well. That's about all I've seen. But she has she has the metadata, she has all the GPS data. She is gonna go and prove all of it, but you just have to pay $40 and wait till the video comes out. The video she couldn't release, but she then did release because she had her deadline, where she apparently had the deadline that over 3 hours she videotaped her baby daddy, boyfriend, whatever he is at this stage, right? Well, at least he's not in prison, sounding like he was either being hit in the head way too hard when he was a kid, or being on some kind of mind altering drugs. I don't know. I know she has a history of age, not the disease, but the drug. She's been chasing the dragon, but I don't know how you sound when you are chasing the dragon. I don't know how you sound when you're on coke. I don't know. I've seen people on amphetamine back in the day, because I used to go to nightclubs where they played a lot of techno music. So I've seen those people tweaking out and drinking a ton of water, but that's all I know about it. I don't know. I know we have recovering addicts, not the recovery addict, the great YouTuber, but we have recovering addicts in my chat, and I don't know what this is. If it's uppers, downers, whatever, but she can't speak. He can't speak. his brain needs to be reset whenever he tries to answer. And she's slurring her words so badly. On a fucking Sunday night, is CBS going to do a welfare check making sure her 4 kids are getting to school today? Or is this just kosher? Mommy and daddy up at all hours of the night, being so inebriated they can't speak. A-class parents. I'm sorry, but I'm disgusted with anyone who thinks that, well, she's a good guy now. After watching these videos. Yeah. It's witness intimidation, especially in Massachusetts that has really low laws. Talk about drama, holy smokes. Yeah, well, this is certified drama because we have it on video. Even when Lindsay says nothing, she says nothing at all. Hey, Debbie. Substack is kind of like Patreon, or I can't remember. It's a video sharing site where you can, if I had a lot of YouTubers, when they get really big, they will put content on either Patreon or Substack where you have to pay a certain fee. So you have your normal membership tiers on YouTube or Rumble or whatever, but you can then have a Patreon. Rumble has one connected. I can't, locals on Rumble, where you pay extra and then you'll make some exclusive content. And people like that because it's a flat 10% fee to the company, where YouTube is a flat 30% fee. But they like it so they can make more money, but it's also extra work. And is it really worth it if you have 12 people subbing up for it for 1 month? Yeah, you're going to make $500 with the prices Lindsay is ordering, but that's a lot of work. I don't know where I should find I was looking at doing membership only content, but I do so much shit to begin with, so I need to take other shit out. And I have this with the prices I demand for my membership. It's really hard for me to justify not giving it away for free, just like in my dating life. CBS doesn't do wellness checks on Sunday nights. They show 60 Minutes. Yeah, that's why I'm a fat retarded person with Down syndrome, as someone said yesterday. She sounds like he's on uppers and she sounds like she's on downers, but she sounds like that all the time. No, she's slurring worse than. She had that video where the kids were in the room and you could hear she was slurring some of her words, but it's worse in this video. And I don't understand why when she talks, you can hear a little bit of some kid music, or like a kid. I don't know if it came through, but go on her Twitter and try and listen to it. It sounds like there's a cartoon running in another room. And these are taped at night. So again, they'll probably send a taxi for them and an assistant to take them to school. Don't forget, it's a demo. Well, I don't think a lot of states in America has. But I used to be in the subcommittee who handled stuff like that. We always got complained when we removed a kid, and we removed him for way less than this. But not every kid is a dandelion who can succeed no matter the adversity. And I feel sorry for those kids. Her last tweet was at 3 p.m. Seems normal with kids, especially when she at 9 said, I need to log off. I have a deadline tomorrow. You know, she didn't meet that deadline. Her deadline was to get up and get a little dessert off the spoon or whatever she was using. No platform. It's just another platform. Lindsay explained Substack thusly. Instead of doing 100 lap dances on a Tuesday night, she is able to do 10,000 lap dances. And she doesn't have to hurt her legs that much. Why doesn't she just get a effing an OnlyFans? She has some mileage in her, yet she's skinny. She, with some filters and some sun, she can make a couple of bucks on OnlyFans. Hey, Carrie, how are you doing this fine morning? You trolling that dummy on Twitter was hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. It's a new friend that kept coming at me. Sounds like a group of people with serious mental issues. It's Canton, baby. Her parents need to keep fighting. I want to see how clean her house is. I don't know if they're still fighting. I haven't seen any court documents since she was admitted the last time to rehab, I think. Starving kids in Africa would kill to live in Lindsay's closet. Baby Clay lives in the closet now. In the UK, the junkies get a taxi for the school run and someone to get them dressed. We are actually beginning to do that in Denmark as well, where we'll send someone out to pick your kid up so you don't have to take them to school. And we're not talking about this type of family. No, well-adjusted, normal families, because we can't handle our own sexual byproducts. Sadly, yes. Lindsay is like a rock, even 10,000 miles. How dare you mock the American spirit? She's a go-getter. She could get out there and sell feet pics. Kate Peter playing matchmaker for her daughter and colon wasn't on my bingo card. Kate Peter being jealous that her daughter couldn't bang colon because Lindsay was around. And Carrie, you know how hot she is. Every guy wants her. And well, she didn't want Colin, but everyone, they looked at her and they looked at Colin and they said, oh my God, she's going to snatch him because she's so hot. And Colin, what I read on the Twitter thread, I haven't seen the real Substack, whatever, but it seems like she's sitting in her little fantasy world and said, all the boys just wants me and I'm so special. And all the girls are so jealous because I'm so hot. Again, if you hang out with Krusty and and the Twisted, brick walls are hot compared to them. It's mostly creators that doesn't stream live that use Patreon. A lot of different creators will use it to get different stuff, but you need a certain following before it makes sense, and you have to give something back. I'm just an idiot. I stream 60 hours a week for the normal prices. I should do more for my members, but I just feel like I give it a membership for a very, very low price, so you don't really have. I don't feel like I have the obligation to do special stuff because I would rather give it to more people just in my sex life. Yeah, maybe go and make some videos and put them on Twitter. That's what other people do. Is that the chick who lost her children a few times? If we're talking about Lindsay, yes, her parents have taken her kids when she went to rehab. You know how hot she is, Carrie. You're just jealous. I've seen your tweets, how you said, oh, Lindsay, when you put out those bikini pictures, oh, I wish it was me. Oh, you're such a hottie. I've seen all of that communication. Everyone was in her DM saying, "Oh, if I was as hot as you, I would be." Oh my God, hot, 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 hot. Colin said he could Teresa on the stroll by Wednesday. Teresa? Oh, by the way, Kate Peter is now claiming Colin is an alcoholic as well. I don't know. Frank is a pay picky, but he doesn't work. So how is he getting money to pay? She has a nice ass, though, my dog. I don't think I've ever noticed Lindsay's ass because I was more looking at another part of her body when the only time I've seen her in full figure, because her face isn't in the bikini pics, but the only time I've seen her other than in her bikini pics and her videos was the famous pictures outside of court. It's scary knowing little D can still use more kids. Frank is dumb enough to put one in her. I'm fine paying a few bucks for a membership without the extra stuff. You are on here all the time, and I'm happy to support with a few bucks. Thank you so much, Side Eye. Yeah, but if I had those kind of memberships that other have 25 bucks and stuff like that, I would feel obligated for something. Maybe when I become famous, I'll do that. Lindsay is going to lose all of her benefits if she makes too much money. Only if the IRS knows. Come on now. Has any of these people not gone to rehab at least once? I can't with the ratchet people. I don't know enough about them. How's the smell up there? I wonder if she has as many moles on her moose knuckle as she does on her belly. I missed the first part. She has a nice ass though, my dog. My dog's ass is better looking. She has a nice dog. Thank you, Jay Collins. Well, I got to talk about butts and camel toes. It's been real, Baker, and now I have to go fake my own death to avoid tomorrow's deposition. This is a private message. Hey, Grandy, everything you sent to me is private. Can we talk about... I'm not complaining because I don't get all of those nasty DMs that other creators get from all the horny bitches out there. But your mom is a wonderful woman. But I find it's a little disturbing when you send me those pictures where you said, Mom is going to Florida and she's checking out bikinis. What do you think? I don't think the nude look is a good look for Wendy. And I find it disturbing that you were sitting and taking the pictures. I know you have a little bit of a strange relationship, but at least cover up a little bit. Maybe a sarong or whatever they're called, those dresses that ladies put on the beach. But I like that you support your mom. The one with the hand was a little too supportive, but I don't know American culture. Didn't Kate lose her kids too? Only half of them. Only half. All love. You can't get away with anything anymore when it comes to benefits. The IRS cross-reference, so you don't report it, you'll get in trouble eventually. I'm just saying, yeah, mom still got it, but yeah. But the funny thing is, I don't know how it is on Substack, but because I am a foreigner, I have to fill out a lot of papers because YouTube is an American company, but even though I'm paid from Ireland because that's where Google headquarters Europe is, but I have to prove that my taxation is within a certain there's a between the EU and America there's a treaty about taxes. So I'm going to get taxed in Denmark and I'm not going to get a basic tax in America. They will withhold until Denmark contact them and get the monies. So I still have to prove that I'm who I am, that this is my money, and I'm going to report it, and they are going to auto report it to the state as well. So, yes, all these... But the problem is these ratchets doesn't think ahead. And that's why they live the lives they do. They can't say... It's a good old trick with you get 3 pieces of candy in an hour, you get 1 now. All of these women will get 1 now because they can't see the long-term benefit. If Lindsay had listened to me, Mike, or Jess, when we Saturday said, we can help you. We're not going to give you shit. You have to work for your own shit, but we'll set you up. She thought, no, I can get $40 in one go. I'm going to be loaded because all these grifters out here making money. Yeah, but all these grifters out here making money has been doing it for a long time. You have to fucking work for it. And having the size of channels that we have, I'm in the low level. But to get above 10,000 subscribers, I believe it's, or 15, it's 2.5% of every YouTuber that has that. The rest is way below. 83% is not even monetized. But if you had said yes to me and Mike, well, Mike offered you a space. If you had said yes to me, I could have given you a YouTube channel that you could have monetized in a week. And then if you could just turn it into something, you could potentially earn a little bit off your YouTube. but you wanted the big payout. And that's just going to go against your taxes and your benefit. You're going to lose a shit ton of that. And you could have been smart. You could have gone on Spaces with Mike and made a Venmo and made money that way. Or you can go on Jess's show and say, hey, again, I'll be on here if you promote my Venmo because I have expenses. She would probably have done that if you were answering questions. But you're too dumb because you can't say no to 1 to get 3. You just want 1. And that's why I love how dumb people are, because it makes easy content for me. How many calls did DCF get this morning? Probably 0, sadly enough. To mail a parcel to the US, we now need to register it online and take a photo of it. Then AI figures out what tariffs we owe. I was shocked. That's why I haven't sent out the latest gift, because I'm stuck between 2 places because I'm a business and a private person, and it's gifts, but it's also, so I'm right now fighting with the post office. I will get them sent out as soon as possible. I'm sorry. Sorry. What did I miss? All the shots you didn't take? Why buy the cow when she can try to get the milk for free? And that's the mentality that will always make her chase the milkman instead of just getting milk. Because she can't think 2 steps ahead. She can't figure out, it could have been a pretty fucking good grift being the anti-Kate, anti-Turtle Boy, victim of a lawsuit while I just tried to help and I was just bamboozled by everyone. And she's psycho enough that she could have written that train for a couple of months, probably making a couple of $1,000. But she's just too dumb to do it. And one thing about being a grifter, it's really easy, but it takes talent to be it for more than a couple of days. And you don't disclose videos like that, where you threaten, or your boyfriend threatens the guy who is suing you for defamation, which could be interpreted as victim intimidation. Put down your phone and let's meet. Yes, Krusty gave up her kids. But I think that was enough, Lindsay, for the day. I need to get videos or stream set up for that Hawaii case. I know a lot of you just come here for the Lindsay. We're covering a case. It's day 6 in the case of a guy who unalived his former girlfriend and then tossed his baby into the Mississippi that was 2 days old. The state is about to be done. So it's going to be interesting. The defense's opening statement was, there's reasonable doubt out there, right? Some people do lie. So it wasn't the best opening statement from the defense. So we're going to see, but I'm going to start that up soonish. I just need to set up some streams, and I should have done that so I could redirect to it. But if you don't want to come back, but you want to keep a tab on when I go live with stuff, please follow the Twit or join the Discord, where I always leave out the notifications. And of course, do the YouTube stuff that we are all begging you to do and you're all tired of listening to, because it helps us out in the back end. And Baker, he likes it in the back end.